Every morning, during the first 2 to 4 hours after you wake up, your body is in its peak natural state for burning stored fat. But for most of us, that window slams shut almost immediately. Pouring a quick bowl of oatmeal, eating cereal, or having fruit on the go triggers a sudden, sharp spike in your insulin levels. This chart shows exactly what happens. That sudden insulin surge from a standard breakfast physically forces your liver to stop oxidizing visceral fat and lock into a strict fat storage mode. On the right, the metabolic breakfast keeps insulin low, allowing fat oxidation to continue. To keep that line perfectly flat, you have to eat specific fats, slow-digesting proteins, and targeted phytonutrients. The daily trade-off is incredibly simple and harsh. Every time we choose a convenient, culturally ingrained sweet breakfast, we directly trade away the body's most effective daily window for visceral fat loss. The biological solution to this is a comprehensive 12-ingredient morning protocol specifically designed to train your liver to burn fat. It requires eating a massive variety of foods, and it asks you to introduce some highly unconventional morning items. We're talking about eating sautéed garlic, liquid vinegar, and even liver pâté before 8 a.m. Pouring a bowl of cereal takes 2 minutes and zero thought. This new protocol demands intense culinary friction. It means higher grocery costs, chopping vegetables, and actively meal prepping when you're rushing to get out the door. That leaves you with a very practical dilemma. How do you access that peak metabolic efficiency without letting a rigid 12-ingredient cooking routine destroy your morning schedule? To successfully adopt this protocol, we have to separate the mandatory physiological triggers from the marginal biohacking hype. Let's look at this chart to evaluate these 12 foods, ranking them strictly by the daily effort they require versus the actual metabolic results they deliver. Right away, we can drop eggs and avocado into the low-friction, high-impact quadrant. Cooking 3 eggs and slicing an avocado takes 5 minutes, and it injects the exact monounsaturated fats and choline required to help your liver package and clear stored fat. Next, plain Greek yogurt and chia seeds plot perfectly into this same high-yield quadrant. Instead of a morning sugar rush, you get slow-digesting casein protein and a gel-like soluble fiber. Together, they provide hours of stable hunger suppression. There is a minor trade-off here. You have to force a palate adjustment, stepping away from sweet, fruit-filled flavors and learning to accept tart, plain profiles. This foundational tier gives you the absolute highest return on your investment, delivering core fat oxidation with only 10 minutes of daily active prep. Next, we move to the specific foods that achieve elite metabolic markers, but require navigating a significantly higher level of daily friction. Looking back at the chart, this is where fatty fish, like salmon or sardines, and fermented foods, like kefir and pickles, animate into the high-friction, high-impact quadrant. The EPA and DHA compounds from that fatty fish actively lower the deep, biologically active inflammation buried within your belly. At the same time, the active live bacteria in these fermented liquids alter your gut microbiome to naturally trigger powerful fullness signals. But the practical trade-offs are severe. You have to deal with savory, pungent fish and garlic smells at 7 a.m., alongside a massive spike in your weekly grocery costs. While this tier optimizes your fullness hormones, it requires treating breakfast as a serious culinary commitment rather than a quick convenience. Finally, we have the remaining biohacking foods. This tier targets the extreme lengths some will go to squeeze out every percentage point of metabolic efficiency. On the chart, consuming grapefruit white pith 30 minutes before eating, drinking liquid acetic acid, and eating liver pâté all drop into the high-friction, marginal impact quadrant. There are isolated biological mechanisms at play here. The leucine triggers mTOR pathways for muscle retention, and the vinegar slightly enhances ketone production for energy. But the daily friction is overwhelming. You are tied to meticulous timing schedules and forced to consume highly bitter or sour flavors on an empty stomach. These optimization hacks yield rapidly diminishing returns. They are essentially useless if the foundational rule of dropping morning carbs isn't met first. To make this actionable, let's look at this decision tree and build realistic morning plates based on your most severe lifestyle constraint. If we follow the zero-time branch, we land on the chia kefir berry bowl. This is the protocol for the time-poor professional. By prepping yogurt, kefir, chia, and berries the night before, you secure your polyphenols without any morning cooking. If we follow the tight budget branch, it leads to the eggs and avocado plate. This is for the beginner. It's a highly repetitive, cost-effective daily meal that guarantees you avoid morning starches while securing essential fats. Following the max results branch brings us to the savory beef and gut plate. This is the rigorous protocol for the optimizer. You combine poached eggs, leftover beef, mushrooms, garlic, and pickles to maximize oxygen delivery and liver enzyme activation. Long-term success requires selecting the exact tier of friction you can maintain for 12 weeks, rather than attempting the most complex plate and quitting by Wednesday. There is one biological reality that connects every tier of this protocol together. No combination of superfoods, vinegars, or proteins will work if they are consumed alongside sugar or refined starch. Burning visceral fat is less about successfully adding 12 complicated new foods, and it is entirely about having the discipline to remove the one element that turns the fat-burning engine off.